Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about war fronts. Probably specifically a little bit about the issue that arose today, and I'll get into that, and that's probably what I'll talk about the most. But first, I did want to be a little bit positive first. I think war fronts are a really good feature that they added to the game. Basically, what I think it's going to serve as, it's a way to have multiple characters to get your alts somewhat geared up a little bit easier. Now, there has been some alarm in the community with the idea that you can kind of do that instead of mythic dungeons to get your gear for the beginning of the X pack, which is true, and that is it isn't necessarily the best thing, but it is a little bit short-sighted in that uh, you are going to be advancing past that, so you'll be doing mythic pluses or having items Warforged and stuff like that, and eventually 340s on your main character at least probably won't be that valuable. If you're extremely casual, sure, but then you probably really like it because then you can, if you're extremely casual, you can just go into the Warfronts and get that gear that way. So what I think it's going to do is it's going to be a way, 4 months into a patch, when you're kind of waiting for the next patch to come, or 6 months, 7 months, whatever, however long it is, and you're waiting for the next patch to come, you level up an alt, and it's excuse me, and instead of having to start just with nothing, you can just go into this and kind of casually gear up instead of trying to run mythic zeros when everyone's running mythic keystones and everything like that. A little bit harder to find a group, especially with no gear right when you ding max level. So it's definitely a great way. I don't know if that's the intention of it, but it's definitely a great way for alts to get gear, and it's also just a great way for casuals to get gear as well. And I think that's important to have in a game. You want to grow the game. You want to have as many players as possible. It's good for the economy in the game. It's good for the game in general. They can pay their employees more if more people are paying subs, or buying microtransactions, everything like that, and they can just put more into the game that way. So that's a super positive. So, and those are really good reasons just to say it's positive, but there is a negative side to this as well, and that's kind of come to a head with the issue today. There's multiple facets of this issue. So what is the issue? If you're Horde, then you were trying to attack Stromguard first in Arethi, and you had to collect all these resources or whatever, and then when you got done, it's going to switch over to the Alliance attacking. All the Alliance could do was kill a world boss and do some rare spawns. I believe the Horde could still do the rare spawns, but maybe not the world boss. So we had a chance to get some 340 items from rare spawns. I got 3 across 2 characters, and only 1 that I could use. So it wasn't very beneficial to me. And then you could also get a piece from the quest as well, which one of those I could use as well. So I had 2 usable pieces across 2 characters from the Warfront on the defending side, I guess you could say. Meanwhile, the Horde can queue for the Warfront and go inside and get a 340 item for the queue. They can also go do the rare spawns if they like, and then they got the 370 piece for completing a Warfront with the quest to do so. So the big thing is the Alliance had a chance to get a 370 from the world boss, and the Horde got an automatic 370. The Alliance had a chance to get it for the rare spawns. The Horde have a chance to get it from the rare spawns, and a guarantee for getting it from the queue. Now, this is only an issue because we're at the beginning of an X pack for the most part. So the Horde are going to, in theory, especially alt, main characters, it's not going to matter. I mean, I'm pumping out mythic keystones. People are pumping out mythic keystones, doing the raids, and the gear doesn't matter in that case. But they're going to be able to gear up alts easier. They're going to be able to. Casual players are going to be able to be more geared easier. So Horde casuals might be superior to Alliance casuals, just in that ratio. So that can be an issue as well. So this is seen as a kind of a big Horde bias, and the reason is because in testing there was 2 days between. So when the Horde finished and then the Alliance would take over, that would be 2 days between. There's actually 6 days between now. So it's quite a bit of a wait for the Alliance, and which is what I play, to get in there and do it. So the fact that the Horde were chosen to go first, I think it's fine overall. Like, again, it doesn't super affect me, but there definitely is a little bit of bias there. I think that's fair to say. Because they could have designed it in a way where each faction had the same chance to get loot, basically. Maybe the faction who queues has a little bit better chance to get loot or something like that, but not like a huge advantage on getting loot. So I think that's going to be an issue, something that hopefully they address. I know the forums are blowing up about it. I put a few silly comments on the forums myself because I'm not too serious about it. It's not something I'm gonna unsub or whatever about. Even though there are people unsubbing about it, I'm sure. And hopefully they address it. And if they do, I'll make a video the same way I think about the change. But yeah, overall, I think Warfronts are a great idea. They need to fix the execution of it because when you're doing this alliance versus horde thing, you have to have the sides be even, or it's not really a fair kind of scenario to put on. It's not really fun. So it might be fun for horde, but if it's only fun for half the players, again, just like I said, the more player base, the better. So only having half the players or 60% of the players happy is not technically a good business plan. So we'll see how they address it, if at all. If they don't address it, that would be a huge mistake in my opinion. All they need to do, like I said, it's not about who gets to go first or whatever. It's just make the gearing a little bit more even and on both sides. So like whoever's attacking and defending doesn't matter basically. Make that gearing a little bit more even, and I think people will be a lot less upset about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Warfronts. Like I said, I really like them overall. Totally get if you don't like them though. And yeah, that's about it. So everybody have a good one. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and please subscribe below. You can catch my gaming thoughts and activities on Twitter at RealKneecap, and you can also find me playing live on Twitch at KneecapKilla. Hopefully I'll see you soon, and of course, everybody have a good one.